Welcome back to my channel, Classic Volkswagen Lovers, a junior with a classic VW Bucks and some of the Super Beetle full restoration. Today showcasing my new wall, my collections of Volkswagens. My new addition, the Volkswagen Super Beetle Art Deco up here, given to me by my wife for Father's Day. And added recent addition, a little tiny Super Beetle key change that it's the exact same color of Sunny the Super Beetle, given to me for my birthday by my friend Rafi. So thank you for that. Before I move on to tell you what I am going to be doing, I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Also, I want to send a big shout out and congratulations on your retirement to Bossman54. Thank you for your support and your comments. I also enjoy your videos a lot. And today, my goal is to see if I can get the 1600 dual port that I rebuilt started. But before I do that, things that I would recommend you do is do a technical check before you begin the process of starting your engine. Like I said, I'm going to go and get my gauge to check my point setting. I am going to double check my firing order in my engine, and then I'm going to be adding 2.5 liters of new oil to the engine, which it does not have any oil yet in it. Then after I do that, then I will proceed to see if I can get it started. After I start the engine, the next process will be to set the RPMs to the proper setting, which in a 1971 it's 900. If you don't know yours, I highly would recommend that you look at any of tech manual that you may own or something you can purchase online, or even look it up online. They are not all the same RPMs. Earlier models like 1968 to 70, it's less RPMs than a 1971. So if you need any details in regards to that, please just feel free to send me a question in the comment section, and I will very happily answer your question to the best of my knowledge. Okay, I'm fully bilingual. I speak Spanish and English, and I can answer any questions you may have. So with that said, let's go ahead and begin the process of trying to get this engine started. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of my tools that I'm going to be needing, and I'll show you and I'll walk you through the process. All right, folks, so right now, let me just start by pointing out that I have already added 2.5 liters of oil to my engine. I'm going to be pulling this out. And as you can see, I have two lines. We got the middle line right there, and we got the top full line right there. I'm actually showing right now that it is full, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's good. If within the first 10-20 minutes you add oil, you come back and you look at it and it seems like it still needs a little bit, just add a small amount at a time. Don't try to go crazy doing that. So that's the one of the other steps that I would recommend you do. Next, I'm going to show you what's my firing order in my car. My firing order in my car, it's 1432. If you look right there in the generator stand, you can see that it goes 1432. Why am I telling you this? It's important that you know that because you have to check your distributor firing order for timing. So now let's move on and look at the distributor rotor and show you the next thing that I would recommend you check. Okay, to check your timing and to check your proper setting in your distributor, you want to undo these clips here on the side. Remove your cap right here. This is your rotor right here, and then this here, it's kind of like a protective cap that goes there. You can take your rotor out, and I want to point out a couple of things right here real quick for you. in the distributor, you see a little mark right there. It almost looks like a pencil mark right there. That means that when you are top dead center in your crank pulley right here, in your crankshaft pulley, when you're top dead center right here, this rotor will be pointing at that mark right there. This is your rotor right here, and you can see that my rotor right now is actually pointing at that. So that right there will give me the proper order for connecting my spark plugs. So basically you want to turn this crank pulley with a crescent wrench. You want to go around, maybe do 1 or 2 turns, and make sure that when you're top dead center right here, your alignment dot right here, just make sure that when you are looking at your crankshaft pulley and you find your top dead center marking after you turn it a couple of times, make sure that when this marking here is top dead center, you look at your distributor and make sure that your rotor, it's aligned with the marking in the distributor. That's important because that will help you in determining that your spark plug wiring connections are in the proper firing order. You also want to make sure you check your points. You want to turn this crank pulley right here until your points are fully open. They are at the highest breaking point lobe in your distributor, so that you can measure that and make sure that your setting is right. So in my 1971, my setting for that is going to be 0.016 inches. So what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a gauge, a filler gauge, just like so. And this filler gauge here, it's a 0.016. That's what I need to use to make sure that my points are set to the right setting. You can grab a big crescent wrench like this one right here, and then take your crank pulley right here, and then turn it until the fiber block on the breaker arm rests on the highest point of the cam low, and I'll show you that. So basically you take this here, you turn it clockwise, you turn this clockwise until you'll see that this point right here is at the highest, it's at the highest point of the cam lobe, and then it will open. So I'm going to see if I can focus that right there. You can see that that's now open. And then you want to take your 0.16 filler gauge and then slide it in between that, and it should go in and out with ease, okay? And if you have that, like I do, then your points are set properly. So you got that already checked. So that's another one of those technical things that I would recommend you do. So now that we have checked that and we have double checked that, we can pretty much turn the crankshaft until our rotor here will be aligning with this alignment point right here. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and place the rotor on top of here for demonstration purposes, and then I'm going to turn my crank pulley until that's aligned with the rest, until that's aligned with that marking right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. Right now you can see that my rotor is actually aligned with this marking right here. Now we're going to reassemble dust cap for it, which is this one right here. We're going to put the rotor back in place. And then we just go ahead and put back our cap in place. You can see that it does not turn, so that means that it's properly installed. And then you want to push the clips back on. So my firing order, it's 1432, which means this wire here goes connected to spark plug number 1. And then if we go clockwise, number 4 right here, number 3 behind that, and number 2 right here. So those are the things that you want to double check. Next, I'm going to hook up the belt here. So I'm going to begin by adding 4 shims in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to be installing the belt. We'll put that right there. Then we'll grab our little Frana over here and make sure we put it in place. It's got the right amount of tension, so I'm not going to go ahead and do anything crazy with it. Normally when you turn this like so, you should be able to turn your crank pulley as well. So if I turn my crank pulley, it should turn that as well, so I'm not concerned with that. The reason why I'm mentioning that is because if you don't have the right amount of tension on this here, you risk that your fan will not run right, and then you can overheat your engine. So you always want to make sure you put the right amount of washers in here as well. Okay folks, so we have completed pretty much all of the tech reviews that I would recommend you always check before you start your engine. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to crank the engine for about 20 to 30 seconds to build oil pressure. And the way that works is that I will try to start it without running power to the coil. So at the same time, it will help me pull some of the fuel, and that way the line won't be empty when I try to start it. So let's go ahead and try that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some power to the coil. And let's see if this starts. Let's see what happens. It's been more than 25 years since the last time that this engine actually turned on. so that's a really good feeling to be able to go ahead and, you know, and do a startup and have it run that smooth. So I'm pretty happy with that. Well, anyway, I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and give me a thumbs up, and share this video with somebody you know. Until then, this is Junior with classic VW bucks and Sonic the Super Beetle full restoration. Until then, Junior out. Thank you for watching.